Planet Zoo has been rated E10 plus by the ESRB for crude humor, mild blood, and mild violence. It is generally suitable for people aged 10 years and up. Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back to the zoo. This is Jack Naturally. Hope you're all doing well. I just cannot get over the fact that these cats that I just put in the last episode bark. Literally, they're bark. You hear that? Those are the cats. They sound like little puppy dogs, little yappy puppy dogs. Speaking of puppy dogs, I am seriously considering applying for a service dog. The thing is, that's a big commitment, and I'm not sure I'm completely up to it. All right, let's see. Okay, we got fighting in the common wombats. Yeah, I was told by a couple of people that, you know, if I want to just not just show the regular stuff, but show the the maintenance for the zoo and all that number, just go ahead, because this is after all playing the game. Okay, so we need to... There we go. Leaf the Sandcat has matured. Isn't he just a cutie? We are, of course, going to... Let's go ahead and release him. Common wombat we've actually taken care of. Sandcat. Also, Racky's matured. There we go. Nadir. It looks like we lost a scimitar horned oryx, but you know what? I'm just going to let it go for now. Just ran right into your little lake there, didn't you, baby? Okay, that looks like all we got for right now. So, at the end of the last episode, I mentioned that we're going to put in a habitat for the African crested porcupine, and we're going to put it in right here. No inbreeding, no, stop. Now she's pregnant. Dang it. I should have been able to stop that, but I didn't. She's about to have inbred babies, and she's elderly too, which means I'm going to have to get rid of her pretty soon. Okay. Now, in order to constantly having not constantly have to divert my attention away from the build I'm working on, I am going to pause the game and do the build on pause. Otherwise, the only thing that would ever happen is alerts. Okay. Dang it, I hate doing that. I forget that if I don't turn this off, it'll keep chunking out. Every time I click the button, it'll keep chunking out whatever it was. Okay. Now, crested porcupine. 4 adults need 420 meters. We can assume a couple of kids too, so I should probably 475. Right. Okay. And this is right about where I'm gonna put it. So I need to make the habitat at least that big. We did it again. Now I gotta tell you, I've sort of felt like the last couple of habitats were a little half-assed. You know, I did them quick. I didn't put a lot of special energy into them. I want to do a little bit more with this one, but at the same time, and these animals are not very picky. We'll get them into a decent enough habitat, but at the same time, it's not going to be that long of a build. And we're going to do something a little more exciting next episode after this, because next episode we're going to do southern white rhinoceroses. And rhinoceroses are fun to build for. They really are. But still on a 5-foot scale from doing the sand cat had. All right. I'm just going to use concrete. I'm sorry for going silent on you. I'm just doing the build. So what I want to do here is I've got this pedestrian fence along the sidewalk that will keep the guests out of the habitat. What I also want to do is put in a second barrier. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move this up just a little to there. And this is where we're going to put our second barrier. All right. Thinking about using these pieces here. Basically, chain link fence blocks. I like them. They work. They look good. And they're right about the kind of fence that we need for these animals. Also need some of these. I'll show you what I'm doing with these smaller ones. Basically what I'm doing is this. like so. Now, and I did it again, you see? Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Get rid of the mesh. Australia theme. Blueprints off. Architecture. Walls. Columns. I had a weird thought earlier today. For some reason, the collected works of Sherwood Schwartz popped into my head. Sherwood Schwartz, if you do not know, was one of history's most prolific television producers. He produced a lot of television shows, mostly sitcoms, mostly family sitcoms, but almost universally his shows were very popular. And you could always tell when it was a Sherwood Schwartz show because it would have a theme song that gave away the entire plot. You know, the theme of the basic concept of the show would be right there in the theme show. I'll give you an example of one of his show's theme songs. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip. Gilligan's Island was one of his shows. Here's another one. Here's a story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother. The youngest one in curls. Brady Bunch was one of his, also. Although my personal favorite of all the Sherwood Schwartz shows was Sit and Listen to the Story of a Man Named Jed, poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. The Beverly Hillbillies. I am old enough to remember when the Beverly Hillbillies was a primetime show. When it was on regular programming hours. How weird is that, huh? Okay, we're going to borrow. Yes, sorry. One of these. Oh, look at that. I need to fix that. Yeah. He was a very creative man, and he worked all the way up until his 90s. He is a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, very deservedly so. And even though his shows were pretty schmaltzy, they were still very popular. And there's nothing wrong with schmaltzy popular. There really isn't. Okay, that gives us a keeper hut and a staff room, I think. We'll go ahead and put it in work zone 3 right now. Okay, and speaking of, let's go ahead and finish the barriers in this zoo. I have no idea why I started thinking about Sherwood Schwartz, because, you know, the man's been dead for almost 20 years. And I haven't really watched any of his shows in at least that long. But hey, you know, who can tell why people think what they think, right? Okay, now I am going to have to take it off pause for a second. Porcupine habitat. I've been practicing my typing, guys. I know it sounds like a stupid thing, but I lost most of my typing ability with the stroke. So getting it back is kind of important to me because I was a very fast typer. And I hope to be again. Dang it. See what I mean? I turn the alerts back on and it's like, yeah. Oh, look at this. Not quite enough room. Can you believe it? There's got to be more than that. All right, well, I know one way to deal with this. Like this. There we go. That's plenty of room. Alright, so now I need to work on getting this suitable for the porcupines. He's sick, by the way, so we need to get him seen by a vet. Here we go. Now I've got another porcupine in here. Where is she? Is this habitat empty? Oh, they're both going to the vet because, of course, they are. They're both sick. And they have a burrow. A bunch of toys. While we're at it, I'm just going to adopt another female koala. All right. Is there anything else? Anything else at all? Donation buckets. An education station. A teacher moment. What do you call it? One of these loud things. All right. All right. I'm going to pause the game for just a moment while I finish arranging this. There we go. That's the correct spelling. All right, guys. I do believe we have a completed habitat. A little more thought out than the last couple. A little more complex, just as beautiful. Next week, it's going to be the southern white rhino. I'm probably going to put it somewhere over here in this general area. I'll find another use for this thing here. Maybe prairie dogs or meerkats, maybe. I might also put the rhino here. I haven't decided yet. But this area is definitely going to be a small animal, like a meerkat or a prairie dog. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I look forward to your feedback. And I will see you in the very next episode, which, like I said, will be the southern white rhino. Take care. Okay, folks, that'll do it for this session of Planet Zoo. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you liked what you saw, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. I love hearing from all of you. I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
The law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. The forest protected shall prosper, the forest neglected shall die. Even aptitude to change attitudes, cause we have to prove it. That planet to grab your shovel. There's work to do, the world's in trouble. You gotta build a zoo.